Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Texarkana to El Paso, the Panhandle to San Angelo, the Permian Basin to East Texas, Waco, Wichita Falls to Lubbock, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, an absolute powerhouse when it comes to the game of hurdles. And I'm going to make a prediction right now, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see her at the Olympics, and she's going to win gold. The one and only Alivia Rivera-Norman of Odessa, Permian, and the Mojo, way out there in the Permian Basin. She's our Class 6A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Well, Olivia, so fun to celebrate your prowess out there on the hurdles. What did you think when you heard that you won this prestigious honor?
When my dad had told me that I had got the award and he showed me the email and everything, it was one of the biggest shocks because there's so many different people I compete against, so many, especially in the 6A being one of the toughest regions. I was just shocked to get the award. I was, of course, overjoyed, but just really it came to me very fast.
Well, you're a two-time state qualifier in two different events with the hurdles, the 100 and the 300. You were undefeated all the way through regionals. What was this season like? Because it was just a season of dominance for you.
For me, it helped my confidence in running. It helped me to be not as nervous. Walk into meets just a little bit higher, but it also helped me connect with other people and connect with coaches and stuff. So I feel like this was a great season for me.
Well, at state, you were able to get top 10 in multiple events. I know you were fighting through some injuries. That's always an issue with hurdles. But going through that experience and being at state, knowing that you're good enough to win a state championship, how much does it fuel you to get back and get that gold next year?
Oh, it just makes me feel like this is the beginning because I know I didn't perform to my best last year, but I can't wait to go again next year. It makes me want to go there and get gold. Obviously, that's always the goal, but I just can't wait to get back onto my feet. And since I've already been there now, I've seen what it's going to look like. I'm ready for next year.
Well, I know someone that's been very special in your life has been your dad. He, like you, was able to do track and field at Odessa Permian. He went on to do track and field at Texas Tech as well. He talks about how you are an absolute perfect athlete with your work ethic and how hard you work those many hours to get it to the next level, looking at videos and all that stuff. What gives you the drive to work so hard?
What gives me the drive is I want to carry on a legacy, but I also want this for myself. I want to get better. I want to see my times drop. I want to get to places. I want to run in college, run for under 20.
Go.
I want to do all the
Get
big
out,
things.
get out,
I want
get
my
out, get
name
out.
to be out there. So that's what keeps me waking up every day, going to practice, watching
All
film,
right.
and stuff like that.
Well, you've been such a tremendous leader. You've been a captain the last 2 years on your team. So many people talk about leading, but there's very few that can actually do that. And you pulled that off as an underclassman. Why has that been so important to you?
When I heard I got titled as team captain, and even though I was an underclassman, it felt good to me to know that not only my coaches see me as leaders and see me as somebody who could help others, but my teammates also saw me as somebody they could come to for help about whether they need help with their blocks, whether they need someone to talk to. And it just made me feel like I can lead a team. If I've been nominated for this, it makes me feel, what's the word? I can't, but it just makes me feel good knowing that other people think so highly of me.
Do you take pride in your teammates' success?
I do. I very much do. Especially this season, we had a huge comeback from last year, and it's going to be even a bigger comeback next year.
Well, your family is just full of world-class hurdlers, and it goes back generations and generations. We talked a little bit about your dad, but your grandpa, he started the Odessa Flying Lions, and then, of course, your dad continued that legacy to help kids in the Permian Basin learn about track and how to get better at that, and I know you're a big part of that. What do you think about your family's legacy there? Because you guys have really changed the sport there.
I enjoy it a lot. I go out there even when I can't run right now because my injury, but I still go out there just to see all the kids, see everybody who came out. And I feel like it's a big name to carry. It's a big title to carry because people know about the Flying Lions track team. People come out because they want to get better, they want to run faster, and they want to learn about what more they can do. And to come to us, it's very honoring.
What are the biggest lessons you've learned from your dad and your dad's dad?
Oh, they always they always are teaching me about something, but one of the biggest things they've always taught me is to be humble no matter what. And I feel like that's always been me, but have confidence, but don't be cocky. And to have pressure is a privilege. And I feel like those things going through my mind through the season are what really helped me in understanding that like when you go to these meets, you have to go in there like you also deserve to be there. You ran the times, you deserve to be there, and that just helped me a lot. Learn hearing that from them.
How much do you hear about the glory days from your dad?
If it's not every day, it's every other day. Especially watching film. Yeah, it's almost every day.
Well, when I did a lot better than you did. What about your grandfather? How much do you enjoy, going to these events? I know he never misses an event and he's always over there rooting you on. What does that mean to you?
It feels great when I have people in the stands, or even if I just have one person in the stands, knowing somebody is there to support me no matter how far we go, because we do travel far. I mean, it always feels good to know you have someone there for you.
I know that's just such a special thing. Your dad talks about your tremendous leadership skills and how much you use those in track and field and help others. But I think it's interesting that win or lose, you're always walking over and congratulating the competition. We don't see that very much. Why do you do that?
I do that because I always want to just let them know, like, hey, thank you, congratulations, because all wins are wins. We also have to celebrate our losses too. But just because you didn't win doesn't mean somebody else didn't lose. Or sorry, just because you lost doesn't mean somebody else didn't win. But I feel like it's always great to just let them know, like, hey, thank you for letting me run against you. Thank you for being competition. Like, and congratulations. And I just hope to see you go far. So I feel like it's always great to be friendly after your races and stuff.
Well, your older sister, Aiden, just graduated from McKinney High School. I know while we're taping this, you're celebrating that graduation of hers. She's also a great hurdler, and she was a very fantastic and competitive cheer. Comparing the two of you, who's the better athlete?
Oh, I would say I'm a better track athlete, but my sister she's done more sports than me, but when it comes to how far we've gone, it's me.
How much did the two of you push each other?
Oh, every single day we could, especially being when we were at McKinney together or we ran summer track together, it was always right us. We sat on the line next to each other, no matter what the event was.
I thought it was pretty cool that you guys were ranked number 1 and number 3 in your region for a very long time in the hurdles. I know she was fighting some injuries as well, but how special was that for your family to know that you were amongst the elite in the state together?
Oh, that was always been the goal from however long we started summer track or even just the track program. We always wanted to be at least 1 and 2 or 2 and 1. It never mattered. We just wanted to be ranked in the region together because when it came down to it, we wanted to race against each other. We wanted to get on the line and see who can come out on top.
Well, it's very remarkable what you've been able to do in your young career already. All-American, ranked 8th in the Junior Olympics in Eugene, Oregon, the Under Armour Classic at Texas Tech. You do that every year. What is your most cherished accomplishment so far?
I think one of my most cherished accomplishments is hitting 13 at the Texas Relays and making All American last year, first time at nationals. And I feel like that just changed everything for me. That opened my eyes and let me know that, hey, I can do it. I just have to keep pushing. I have to put in the work. But those were the greatest moments for me so far.
How much do you and your dad work at the mental side of hurdles? Because I think out of all the track events, there's probably no bigger mental game than that sport. The steps, where you're supposed to be to increase your speed. You always have such perfect form of getting over the hurdle. But man, the mental side of this, how much do you work at it?
Oh, it's a lot. We work at it a lot because no matter what you say, track is a mental sport. You have to push yourself mentally to want to get better. So he talks to me about it a lot, especially when we're watching film and stuff, just to keep remembering those things. But it's also stuff I do on my own that you just have to find balance between it and it will all come to you.
I think about your dad, he was at Texas Tech, where he was under the legendary Wes Kitley as head coach there. There's a chance you could go there as well. Your grandfather went there. Would that be the natural procession in your family for you to be a Red Raider?
Yes, sir. I would go to Texas Tech. I definitely would.
Talk about the recruiting game right now. You're only a junior and the offers just keep on coming in. So many schools are interested in you. We hear about Kansas, New Mexico State, the University of Houston, the Wolfpack of Nevada out there in Reno, the biggest little city in the world, and the University of Miami down in South Florida. What's all this attention been like for you? And I know it's going to continue to grow for you, especially when you go for the state championship next year. And how do you handle all that attention?
Oh, I don't know what to do, kind of. So I have my dad with me. Obviously, he's been through the process. But to get all these coaches and to get all these letters and know that they're looking at me and they want me for their schools, it just makes me want to come back even harder next year because everybody wants more offers. Everybody wants to go to certain schools and stuff. And to hear out from some of these schools that I've already wanted to attend, that's that's always a great thing for me, especially right after state when a lot of the letters started coming in. That was a good part.
Well, you probably tripled and quadrupled all the attention that your dad had back in the day, and you're only a junior. As you look at the ones that have been interested, which one is one of the favorites right now to get you to run track?
One of the favorites right now is U Miami or the University of Houston.
Pretty impressive stuff there. Well, we'll keep monitoring that as the story develops. Your high school coach, Gayla McMurrian, was the one that nominated you, basically her last duty of business before she retired. How much has she meant to you, and how disappointed were you that she retired?
When I heard my coach had retired, I wasn't at school that day. I didn't get to see her. I was kind of devastated because even though I've only been at Permian for 2 years with her, she's done a lot for me, whether it was academically or just track wise or anything opportunity wise. She's always went the extra mile for me and to make sure I have the best opportunities or just me and my teammates. And I felt like my coach only wanted what was best for me. So to hear her leave was really upsetting to me.
So, who are some of your favorite teammates that you love going to battle with?
Oh, I have two teammates, one Kiara and one Jamora. They had just graduated, unfortunately, but those are my other two team captains. And I feel like those were the girls that we would get on the line and it didn't matter. We were always pushing each other. We were always racing each other to get faster and we wanted to get better. So we used each other to get better.
I know they kind of passed the torch over to you. What did you learn from those two about competing on the highest level?
When they passed the torch to me, I always learned they always told me like you always have somebody watching you. There's always girls who are going to want to follow in your footsteps and eventually you're going to have to pass it too. So it's always good to set an example. Always you're being watched by somebody. So just always remember something like that.
So well said. I know you dabbled in some other sports, basketball, volleyball, competitive cheer. What did you like about those sports?
Oh, I loved doing all sports. I liked having fun. I feel like it wasn't as serious as track. I loved volleyball for the team. When I did cheer, I just loved doing cheer. I like stunting and stuff. Basketball, I just liked running the ball up the court, so I liked running. Yeah, obviously, and I couldn't really shoot, but when it came down to those sports, I felt like it was more fun for me. It wasn't as serious because I wasn't really that good in those sports. I was just having fun there.
Well, I know you had that point where you said, all right, we got to focus. Your dad and yourself kind of had a come into Jesus moment. Like, we really need to focus on track and field and the hurdles. Tell me about that process and why you made that decision.
It was my freshman year at McKinney High, and I had just finished basketball. And me and my dad were talking about it, and he was like, we got to start focusing. You have to choose. It's going to be the basketball or the track, but it's time to start focusing on something. And at first, I didn't really like it. I wanted to do basketball, volleyball. I wanted to do it all. But I understood this was going to be for the better. So I was just talking to him, and I was like, okay, well, we have to focus on track. Just let me know what I need to do, and I'll get out there and do it.
So we hear those stories about how you just are a tireless worker, and sometimes your dad has to calm you down and say, you need to relax and sleep a little bit. But where is that drive coming from to be out there working out with parachutes on when everybody else is sitting around playing video games?
It's always because I always know there's somebody in front of me. There's somebody else working hard. All those top athletes, they're working hard. If I want to go to school at a certain school, if I want to run out Oregon, Miami, U of H, I have to put in the work to get there. And that work doesn't stop. On the weekends, on the weekdays, you just have to keep pushing.
Do you ever have like a love-hate relationship with training and working out hard and the diet of it all?
All the time, all the time. It gets to a certain point where sometimes it's like you're starting to get burnt out. You're like, can I keep going? Can I keep pushing? But then all that tells me is that I need to step back for a bit and I need to come back even harder.
Well, when you break away from all your training and all your tough stuff, I know you're a big fan of the Miraculous cartoon. Now, you're an old girl. What is going on with that?
Oh, that's my favorite TV show. It has been for years and it keeps going. I did not know he told you guys about that.
You ever notice that they're always saving the world every single time?
Yes. Every
Now,
single episode.
now your younger sister, I could see her watching that, but you still watching the Miraculous. I mean, can you sing that song for me?
I can't sing, but I know the lyrics.
Well, it's a great one. I got to tell you, I used to watch that when my boys were young all the time as well. Well, I know that Odessa Permian is a very, very special place. And because of that, I have not one, but two. Oh, wait a minute. That one's no good. We can't have that one. Right. Two helmets from the Mojo. And,
Really?
I think about your school, they wrote a book about it. They made a movie about it. It is a special place and everybody knows about it all over the world and they've never been there. How would you describe that community and what it's like on Friday nights and just the school spirit that you have there at Odessa Permian?
Oh, the Friday Night Lights, that football season, it's always exciting. Everybody wants to come out. Everybody wants to see what our team's doing. People from like other cities, other states, like people want to see what is Mojo about. And I feel like it's that's a way to bring people together. That's what Mojo is. Especially me doing flag crew, I'm on the field and we get the student section hype, the band does. It's always great to be under there at the stand, especially at the Ratliff Stadium.
It's so much fun to watch. The stories are just endless. And the champions and the athletes, and from the academic side, everybody succeeds at that school. What is it about that school that kind of winning breeds more winning?
I feel like when the Friday Night Lights, the first movie or the first legacy, it just kept going. Everybody wants to get back at that point. Everybody wants to keep their prime time going. So I feel like that influenced everybody. Just yeah, winning keeps winning because we want to be at that point. We want to keep the Mojo name alive. We want to keep the Friday Night Lights keep going, keep them on.
You think about all the Olympians that have come from the state of Texas, from Carly Patterson to Nastia Liukin, and now Sha'Carri Richardson, who will be a big deal at the Olympics this year, is the fastest woman on earth. Are the Olympics a dream for you? Do you see yourself there? Because I do.
I definitely do. I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, anytime until I get to where I can't anymore. But I just see myself there. I see myself from what other people have told me, and just I believe in myself. I believe I will be there one day.
Well, Alivia, you're such a great kid. Continued success. It's going to be so much fun to see what you do in the future. A big congratulations on being our Class 6A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month.
Thank you.
Your Greater Texas Ford Dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford Dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.